Hello and welcome to Scarlet Serpent readings. Thank you for joining me in this collective reading. Thank you for those who are subscribed and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your patience as well, as just a busier schedule. And with the timing, that I prefer doing the readings at night. That's when it's quiet. But I still want to push out, quality content as often as I can, and that's why I love these readings. So if you ever have, again, suggestions for the mini readings as well as the pick a card readings, they're always welcome. And I say that because this reading, it was a viewer request, and that being really messages and guidance from the moon. So let's get into that. Let's get some messages from the moon. I would mention, I guess, that I have a moon guide specifically. So many of you may have a specific spirit guide for the moon, or maybe it's the fact that I'm mentioning it is confirmation that that might be a good idea. Okay. So this is the first card we have. It's kind of a mixture of a few different things, right? Kind of a hint of almost the Wheel of Fortune and definitely the Strength card. So I don't know if you have a lot going on at this time. And it's interesting as well that we have the sun in the background when this is a lunar themed reading. Wearing a rainbow cloak. So maybe being proud of who you are as well, but there's also a sense of patience as far as that. And I think there might be a shifting of energy that the moon is trying to remind you of, the illusion of time. And while it's kind of interesting, it's a bit of a paradox. While there is a finite amount of time, the perception of time passing can change. And so that might be something to keep in mind, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. It almost looks like this figure is waiting for a battle in a way. And it could be of a spiritual nature just because of the number 7, the infinity symbol. And so this is obviously showing that you are a very wise being, and there might be this wisdom of taking the passage of time with a grain of salt. But time is probably the biggest thing I'm getting from this reading, obviously, so far, of course. And the moon is a great assistant in terms of telling time, the passage of time when you look through the phases. And sometimes it seems as though the phases of the moon go and change really quickly, and other times, you might not notice a phase at all. Like you'll just completely be unaware of a whole lunar phase that has passed, and that could be, in a way, the way people can perceive their life. That sometimes there's just phases of events that come and go like nothing. And so maybe this figure is also holding on to something as well, even though the time is running out. Time to let it go, especially with the axe, could be cutting someone or something off. But I'm just going to leave this to the side and continue on with the messages. So, messages and guidance from the moon. There is kind of this warrior energy that there's a time for as well, pausing and resting. But we do have this Ace of Cups, so something new coming in. Look at the imagery is fairly, at least the color palette is lots of yellow here, lots of illumination, bright vibrancy, and maybe this has been something you've been waiting for, and the moon is trying to really, because this is coming from the moon, I would say that this is something to be received. This is a receptive change and receptive time of your life, so that, and it's easier to receive when you're not looking at the clock, right? When you're in each moment as it happens. Yeah, Four of Swords. I guess this would confirm the need to rest and be receptive, and through that receptivity you expand, right? There is an expansion with Jupiter and Libra. I don't know if you could notice the figure laying down here, being inside. So there's this sort of inside out energy, I guess, that I'm getting, that you've had a lot of this time being inside yourself, inside in a lot of ways, being a little secretive and stepping back, and that time has been necessary, and it's been very helpful in your situation, whatever that may be. And it can be hard for someone who has a lot of energy, if there's a lot of fire that you have, fire energy, or just a very strong desire, a strong passion that you want to bring forth into the world. It could be pretty hard to sit still. This is more of something you might be drawn to do, while this is something that actually brings a new phase into your life. If you've been looking for a new phase, or just mostly more expression, being expressive, this bird is really bright and there's flowers everywhere. This is a lotus on the top. I don't know if you could see this. There's a lotus there, and this almost feels floral, but this is definitely a flower. So there's a blossoming happening, and the blossoming does happen quite naturally, whether you look at the clock or not. Any other guidance, please? Okay, Judgment. This is inevitable, right? That's why you don't have to force it so much. We have the same wings here. There is a hint of an angelic presence with you at this time, guiding you. And this angel might be Archangel Gabriel. This is not, I don't think it's associated. Oh, it is actually. I didn't even consider it. Yeah, it could be Archangel Gabriel. I was just thinking that Archangel because of the moon, but I guess double confirmation in that. And something that's worth waiting for and being patient. And it's easier to be patient when you're in a receptive state. And we have the Death card. So this was foreshadowing this death, absolutely, and that's what I had mentioned, cutting something off. With the amount of major arcana, it seems as though you're at a period of your life where this is, it's major. It is something that you've been waiting for patiently, and through your patience, listen to that rain. I love it. We do have, again, flowers in the background. There's something about flowers with you. If you connect to flowers in any way. I had a dream once where, I don't know if I had mentioned it, where I just looked at a flower and I felt my heart chakra open up physically. Even when I woke up in the morning, I felt a big change. So flowers may be healing in that way. Hopefully the rain isn't too loud, but I'm going to leave it open for now. Just clarifying these, we have the Nine of Cups. So, yeah, this is personal. This is all about you and your personal fulfillment. And it's this reading feels like the moon is trying to tell you it's coming. It's coming. Just relax. Allow it to happen. Do not force it, even though you definitely have the energy to do that. Because you might be needing this energy later in the next phase of your life. While this is certainly ending. And just look at the connection between these two red suns. A red sun is extremely powerful. I don't think it's worth mentioning, but I had a profound experience with... I'm going to close this. Sorry. We're in a storm now, but this is very drastic transformation with the red sun. Very drastic. And it's been something you've wanted for a while. We'll notice it's like you're sitting in red too. So you're going to wear this change. It's going to become you quite naturally. I'll just take these. The Magician with Judgment. King of Wands. Nine of Cups, King of Wands. These two are facing Actually, all these cards are facing this way, facing in the past. So could have to do with shifting your perception of what has happened, and this is a way to let go and move on. Way of letting go and moving on. I'm going to move this real quick up here. Okay. But it feels very powerful. This energy that you're going to be stepping into. Lots of light after the darkness that has been your waiting period and patience. Even if you feel as though you haven't been patient, at the end of the day, you've been waiting for something fairly drastic to shift. And it could be creative potential. And I think this death would have to be the death of a phase of life where you felt like you weren't abundant. It's interesting, this figure is actually facing the pentacles, so I think that's a really good indication that this isn't a regular, this Five of Pentacles is changing. That's really what this is confirming. It's almost like this is the Five of Pentacles in reverse, in a positive way, where now you don't have to feel with lack of financial abundance, specifically lack of not being able to have exactly what you need to accomplish your tasks. I think that this card feels like you'll have a flow of not just income but the tools necessary to create. This card is supporting your creative endeavors. This is having more than enough tools to do something that is pouring out from your heart, because I feel as though there might have been limitations in terms of creativity, and this creativity wasn't, or the limitation in creativity wasn't necessarily a limitation in inspiration, but more of just the physical tools to do what you needed to be done. So I guess just an example would be if you're doing digital art, but you don't have the tablet, or you don't have like Adobe or this and that it's like you felt like you were cut short from being able to do this, so you're just waiting for this the tools, the finances to come in so that you could do what you want to do, but you've kept that plan in your head, and now it's actually manifesting, and now you could be the King of Wands and shine brightly. So this has been a long waiting period of being receptive and waiting and being introspective and trying to be patient, and the time is up. It's running out in a good way. It's time for the resources that you deserve, that you've been manifesting, to come in so that you could flourish and not just spend wildly or even go on vacation or anything like that. There's no sign of that here. This is more like having the money towards a creative project. So exciting times. Just keep being patient. It's working. Your time will come. So hopefully this reading was helpful. Please let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.